I've been a Christian a long time, and I've been involved in church, but it wasn't long ago that I realized that I was doing a lot of good stuff, but I wasn't discipling anybody.
I've been a senior pastor and pastoring a church for over 23 years. And the reality is I went through seminary, have my Master's of Divinity, but really wasn't educated in the process of discipleship.
We can no longer just raise up traditional pastors who come up just looking at preaching as the only key to pastoring.
Effective ministry is done through relationship. Then trust is built, and then people start wanting to hear what you have to say because they realize that you really love them, you really care about them.
Being in relationship with people and living out life together so that you see what the gospel looks like in someone else's life, that's a lot of what discipleship means to me.
One of the things I'm most excited about is participating in the movement of the gospel and really making a difference in the churches in America. We have opportunity to impact 350,000 churches here.
Churches across this land need a shot in the arm, and we're here to try to help support that.
Churches have to find a new way to reach out and disciple people.
It is just vital for a church to see what a disciple looks like, and how do you create that, or how do they become disciples?
Because we walk alongside the leadership of a church for 18 to 24 months, we really live life together. And so it's not a program where we walk away and it's done, but we build an ongoing relationship.
We work with the leadership in the church through a life change process, through coaching, and also a church change process to really bring about sustainable culture change.
What I've found in working with churches is that you always want to start with the pastors and to help them begin to be disciple makers before you take it beyond that level.
I was kind of this shotgun, just kind of shooting things out everywhere, and if I hit something, it worked. I was able to refocus a lot of my misdirected energy and the passion I have for Christ into a direction that was able to allow me to see that people needed to be connected to Jesus, not to me or to a specific church.
It wasn't until I came in contact with the Navigators, who began to personally coach me as a pastor, that it really began to change things for me. As a senior pastor, it took me about a year to really get it.
Pastors across our nation need this, and Navigators are standing by to coach, to walk, and to listen, and to help them stay in the battle.
In Columbus, we have a variety of nurseries, garden centers. And the vision of a nursery is to get rid of as many as they can into the community and planting these trees and shrubs all over. And then we have what's called the Franklin Conservatory. There, all the plants stay in that place. At a church, sometimes we end up being more like the Franklin Conservatory, that people kind of lined up in neat rows and it's in a building. Where in reality, we need to be more like a nursery. And how can we plant people for the sake of the gospel, kind of every corner of a community?
There are fewer and fewer people who really are looking for an attractional evangelical church. Culturally, it's too big a leap for a lot of people to walk into an evangelical church and say, this feels like home, this feels like something I can relate to. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to be missional in going to the community and living out the gospel in the midst of the community as members of the community.
Our mission here is to build people to touch their world so that others will become fully devoted followers of Christ, to move them from a place of where they are to a place of being that fully devoted follower of Christ. And I think the Navigators does that the best.
This is a way that I see that we can really leverage some of our resources to help in God's work.
My thinking is the Navigators need to be partnered with every single church around the globe, because the Navigators do discipleship very well.
We desire to be a community that helps people find Jesus Christ and equips them to follow and serve. That's it.